Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm going to share how to find your favorable element if your daily master is a Yin Wood, looking like this, called Yi in Chinese, also born in the summer season. So the foundational personality of a summer-born Yin Wood person is that they're super intelligent and very good at independent thinking, creative thoughts, and critical thinking. The rationale for that is the main dominant chi for summer is fire, and wood supports fire. So fire corresponds to this expressor 10 spirit. Expressor 10 spirit is like meaning your creativity, your own thoughts, and intelligence. And on top of it, a summer-born Yin Wood person is super adaptable. They know when to find the optimal timing to do something and take action. That is quite different from a Yang Wood person, Jia, who's like very goal-oriented. So I'll give it whatever it takes to accomplish a desired result. But the Yin Wood person will actually observe my environment and find out I can wait if now is not the right time. So that I can put in the least amount of effort to achieve the best results. Especially when they run into challenges or difficulties in life, their natural instinct is to ask for help from people who are good at something or take advantage of the available resources. So they achieve the best return on investment of their effort. That's a super critical skill set because that's your natural born strength. And if you know a person's strength is like this, you can actually give them the advice to either pick a college major or career direction that generally use this skill set a lot. So if you pair those two together, that person will naturally be happy because they're just born with it, they're good at it. And they're also gonna increase their chance of being successful in life. So looking at the chart, this is earthly branch is Yin Fire, correspond to the month of May. Wu is the earthly branch of Yang Fire for June, and Wei is the Yin Earth for July. So those are the 3 months for the summer season. The main theme for favorable element is the Yin Water. That's like the number one call out. The rest are just fine-tuning differences to make it from good to great. But if your inner Bazi chart, you have a Yin Water on the top row, and also connected on the bottom row, you already have a fairly strong Yin Water. So that's a really good starting point. And then it's a matter of fine-tuning. Do you have like a little bit other ingredients to make it even stronger? But it's not going to be a bad Bazi chart to start with if you have a strong Yin Water in your chart. So that's kind of the number one favorable element for a summer-born Yin Wood person. And it corresponds to the natural environment. Think about Yin Wood as plants, grass, or flower. In the dead summer heat, it really has the highest risk of dying from drying up. So Yin Water is this soft, continuous, gentle water. It's going to nourish my rooting system to keep me healthy. Yang water is not as desirable because wood, daily masters, they're living organisms. They're very picky and sensitive to the yin and yang differences for water and fire. That's quite a different call out compared to other element daily masters, like if you're a metal or water or earth, is not as sensitive to the yin and yang difference. Yang water Ren, because its default trait is a really rushing with a strong strength behind itself. It's like a big river going into the ocean. It's too strong, so it might actually cause more harm than good. It could destroy the rooting system and just rush the whole thing and destroy the little plant growing next to the river. So yin water is more like a little softer, slow-running stream in the forest. That's why yin water is the #1 desirable element. Yang water not so much. And for this May birth month, other than yin water, metal could be a good supplemental favorable element. If your yin water is not strong enough, you might run the risk of that little stream running dry. And because meadow grows water, so you have like a nice natural spring source constantly pumping out fresh and renewed water into that stream. You just kind of reduce your risk of running out of that precious resources to water the plants, grass and flowers next to the little stream. The reason yang meadow doesn't work as well as the yin meadow is that Yin Wood Yi and Yang Meadow Geng, they're one of those 5 pairs of heavenly stems that form that combination relationship. Especially if you have a Yang Meadow Geng sitting at position number 2 or 4 next to this Yi. Because they're forming this combination relationship, both of their energy get reduced from this tangling with each other. So it's not really serving its purpose of growing water. It might actually reduce both the daily master and itself strength. So it's not doing a good role. That's why yin meadow is better than the yang meadow in that case. So moving on to the birth month of June, this is where the solar terms really matters. So summer solstice is this pivotal point. So when I was talking about that deep dive of 12 earthly branches, there are 4 anchor points on the orbit track when, think about the track when Earth orbits around the sun. There are 4 major anchor points. One is the summer solstice. One is the winter solstice. That's like the 2 extremes of most daytime versus the most amount of nighttime. And the other 2 anchor points are spring and autumn equinox. That's when it's about half and half of day and nighttime. So that corresponds to our yin and yang tai chi chart. So think about the daylight as the white colored image in that chart, meaning yang. And then nighttime is the black colored image in the chart, meaning yin. So summer solstice, that's when you have the most amount of white or daytime and the least amount of black, which is nighttime. After this transitional point, the yang, the white, is going to die down and fade away, moving into that fall and winter season. And the yin is going to grow and getting stronger and stronger. That's why after this summer solstice pivotal point, you can actually have a little bit more yang fire because it's gonna compensate for that diminishing, gradually going away yang element. That's the why like yang fire is gonna work okay as a secondary favorable element. But regardless of that, your #1 goal is to look for yin water here. And for that birth month of July, both yin water and yang fire, that's the same logic because you're after the summer solstice pivotal point, so you'll need that yang fire to compensate for that diminishing yang element. Last but not least, the #1 risk for Bazi chart, if you see this word called Wu, that is a yang earth. Because your favorable elements are yin water, the #1 enemy for the yin water is a yang earth. Not only because a dry big pile of dirt or big mountain, right, will suppress water, it will dry up and reduce the strength of this desired element. It also form that heavenly stem combination relationship, like that tangling thing I was talking about earlier between yin wood and yang meadow. So yang earth and yin water have that same thing. They're going to tangle with each other and reduce the strength of both. So if that happens to a bazi, the remedy or the treatment will be seeking yang wood because yang wood suppresses yang earth. So you kind of have a medicine to cure the disease. So you can free up this desired in water to do its job. Yeah, that's a basic analysis concept for identifying favorable element. The next episode, I will share 3 case studies to further illustrate the concept. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.